Hello everyone. In today's Computer Networks Lab program, let's discuss program 10. Write a program and datagram sockets for client and server to display message on client side displayed on the server side. So in today's programs we will be learning about socket programming. And also it is actually for UDP. First let us see what is socket. Socket is whenever a process wants to communicate, right? Process actually sends a message into and receiving the message from the network through the software interface. So that software interface is nothing but the socket. So that means whenever the process wants to send the message or receive the message from the network, it actually sends it through or receives it from the socket. You can here you can see, right, in the diagram, the yellow color one. So you can actually compare it with your door. If you consider the process as your house, right, whenever you want to go out, right, of course you go out of the door, and whenever you want to get in, of course you enter through the door only, right? So sockets you can compare to the door, whereas process is your house. Okay, clear? Now we know what is socket and what is process, right? Process we know the application, any program that you are running, right? So program under execution is called as process. And what is port actually? We'll actually come across that as well. So what is port? Port is actually a communication end. Okay, communication end point. Okay, it's a logical construct that identifies a specific process or type of network service. For example, see, whenever you are running so many different programs in your application, okay, then you have so many different process, right? Then how will it get to how will the whatever message entering will get to know that, okay, I need to communicate with this particular process? For example, if you have process 1, 2, 3, then you should identify that as well, right? For that you utilize port number. We also need the term IP address. Let's see what is IP address. IP address, it's an internet protocol address in a numerical label. You might have seen, right? You can check your IP address of your system as well. Okay, just get into command prompt and type ipconfig. It's just a numerical label assigned to each device connected to a computer network that uses the internet protocol for communication. Whichever system is connected to internet and using the internet protocol, every system will have a IP address. So here one thing is clear, IP address is to identify your system, to which system you are connecting to, right? You're communicating with, and what is your IP address for your address, right? And then the port number is to identify the process to which you are communicating with, right? To which you are sending the message, or from which you are sending the message. Now clear, we know the system where I need to go and send the message, or to which system I am sending, and also I know within that system which process I am targeting. So now both the things are clear. So we have two internet transport protocol services. They are TCP and then UDP. Okay, UDP is actually, it's unreliable data transfer, and also it is connectionless, whereas TCP is connection oriented and reliable transport system. So in today's class we will be learning about the socket programming for UDP. Now let us learn the socket programming with UDP. And UDP has no connection between client and server, that is clear. No handshaking before sending the data, and also sender explicitly attaches IP destination address and port number to each packet. This is very important point. Okay, the second point, you have to be careful. So here, as there is no connection, we should actually explicitly attach IP address as well as port number of the destination. So IP address of the destination system as well as the port number with each packet. And receiver extract the IP address and port number from the receiver packet. Okay, fine. Server's IP address we know and server's port number we know. So client can easily attach. How does the server will reply back to client? what it does, whatever message we have sent, right, from client to server, so server will actually extract the client's port number as well as the IP address from the packet it has received. And then UDP, transmitted data may be lost or received out of order. We know that because it is unreliable. So application point of view, UDP provides unreliable transfer of groups of bytes. That's called as datagram. That's why we call it as datagram socket, okay, between client and server. Let us see how it works step by step. So we have this server, okay, which is up and running, so running on the server IP. So we create a socket here. So then client side also we create the socket, and it creates the datagram with server IP and the port number, and send datagram via client socket. Okay, so we have the client server socket ready already, and client also creates its socket, and then it sends the packet along with the server IP address as well as the port number. That is more important here. Okay, read datagram for the server packet socket. So what it does, server will receive that datagram, whatever it has sent, and it will read that datagram. So then what it does, after reading it, it will reply to the server socket specifying client address and then port number. Okay, so it will give that, it will send it through the server socket, because it will anyway it will extract the client's IP address as well as the port number from the message that it has received here. From this message, whatever it has received, right, it will extract client's IP address as well as the port number. Okay, and anyway this client program will actually read it from the client socket, whatever data this one has sent. So communication is completed and client socket will be closed after that. Okay, now let us see how to write the program for the same. Now let us see the program, how to write the program for UDP client as well as UDP server socket. So yeah, let's see the code line by line. So import java.io.star, and then that is anyway package for importing all the classes of IO. So it's complete package. So import java.net.star. It's not .net actually basically as a language, but it is actually the network. Okay, net stands for network. All network related classes are there, like for example creating the packets and then creating the sockets, all the things, all the network related activities can be done using those classes. So yeah, I'm starting with the class UDP client, and then inside that I am starting the main function here. So this actually public static void main of string, and then asks throws exception. What is this throws exception? Actually main method is not catching any exception. Instead it handles the IO exceptions by throwing it to the source, right, which is actually invoked the main method. So that means you throw the exception if you want it to be handled by higher function or calling function. So that means I'm not handling it here, I'm just throwing it to the higher functions. And next line, buffer reader in from user is equal to new buffer reader. What is this actually? This buffer reader, right, it's a Java class that reads text from the input stream. Whatever input stream is there, right, it reads the text from the input stream. It buffers the characters so that it can get the efficient reading of characters, arrays, etc. Okay, so we use it for efficient reading of the input bytes, input stream. And yeah, next we have the datagram socket. Here what are we doing? We are creating the client side datagram socket as we are using the UDP. So why are we creating datagram socket? Because it's UDP, right, UDP client. That's why I am creating the datagram socket here. Next I want the why am I creating the socket? Of course I need to send some information through the socket, right? And then whenever I want to send it to the whole server, I need the IP address of it, right? So anyway, now I'll be using my own system as both server and client. So that means my localhost IP address would serve the purpose. So what am I doing? I'm getting the int address dot get by name localhost. I'm getting the IP address of my localhost and storing it in IP address. Next, I am declaring two array of bytes. One is send data and receive data. Basically, my socket programming, right? So all the functions will handle only array of bytes, okay, byte arrays. That's why I am actually declaring them as send data, whatever data I need to send and whatever data I need to receive. Send data and receive data, I am declaring them as array of bytes of size 1024. Okay, so yeah, next I'm printing the line on the client side telling that enter the string to be converted it into uppercase. Here what am I doing? I'm actually asking user to enter a string in lowercase. It could be any case. So basically what am I doing? I'm just sending that to that whatever user has entered, right? I'll send that to the server after establishing the connection, and then sorry, not the connection, yeah, because it's UDP, right? So yeah, I'll send that information to the server, and then server will actually convert that to uppercase, and then it will send that information back to client, and then client will print that on the screen. So that is the function that I'm going to implement here. Okay, so I'm asking user to enter the whatever string to be converted to uppercase, and then what are we doing? So string sentence is equal to inform user dot read line. So here string sentence is equal to inform user dot read line. Actually this read line method, right? So read line method of console class in Java is actually used to read a single line of text from the console. Okay, so single line of text from the console. Next what we do, okay, we get the sentence, and then yeah, I have created the socket, right? So I have created the socket. Now I got the data, and then I am actually, see, I've already told you, right? It whatever my datagram packets or socket, all those things handles only bytes, right? So what I do, sentence dot get bytes. That means I convert this, okay? I convert this and I store it as array of bytes in send data. That's why I have declared send data as bytes. Send data is equal to sentence dot get bytes. I am converting all the sentence to array of bytes here. Okay, now next what am I doing? Datagram packet send packet is equal to new. That means I am creating the datagram packet here. So what are the parameters that I need to do? So why do I need to create the packet? Because whenever I want to send any information through socket, I need a packet, right? Where inside which I can put the information that I need to send. So I have 4 parameters here. So what are the parameters? First one is data that we need to be sent. Okay, so this is the send data, and send data dot length. That means this one is what is the length of the data that you're going to send, and IP address of the server, and then this is the port. Okay, client should know to which port it needs to send the data. Okay, so this is the port. You remember this port number 9876 because whenever you are creating the socket in the server side, you need to mention the same port number, because you should make sure that your this port number is available for the client. Okay, so client socket dot send packet. So here we have created the packet, and here I am sending it. Client socket dot send packet. I am sending the packet from this line, actually from this line of code. So next, I have sent the code, right? Now server will convert and send it back to me. Now what I need one more packet to receive the data. So I need to create receive packet. Datagram packet, receive packet. Again I am creating one more packet, new datagram packet. But whenever I am receiving, I need only 2 parameters. One is the received data, the other one is length of the received data. Okay, and then yeah, so that is done. And from this particular line, client socket dot receive packet, so from this line of code I am actually receiving the data that has been sent from the server. Okay, so string modified sentence, whatever modified sentence, right? That means it now whatever sentence I have got, that would be in uppercase. So I am actually see this get data method, right? This what it does is it will actually extract the information from the packet. So receive packet, whatever packet I have received, I'll extract the data from there and I am storing it that in modified sentence. Okay, and at the end I am just printing from server I got this particular sentence, and then I am closing the socket. Now let us see the server side of the programming. Yeah, here is the server program. Again the same thing, import java.net .star and then import java.net int address. So instead of this we can use only this one also. Okay, class UDP server is the Java class that I am starting here, and then again the same way I have the main function which throws exception. This I have already explained during the client side. And again here I am creating datagram socket, but this time it is for server socket. Okay, previously I created for client, right? So server socket, new datagram socket. Do you remember this port number I had told you during client side programming? So whenever client was sending, it mentioned this particular port number, so that means server has this particular port number. So whenever I am creating the datagram socket for server, I am mentioning this particular port number. Okay, so it is actually mandatory. Okay, it is actually mandatory to mention the port number while creating the datagram socket of server side. And you got that point, right? Why did we mention both IP address and the port number during the whenever we were sending the data from client to server? Because this is connectionless, right? This is connectionless, and of course they should send the address of it and port number along with a packet, so that the packet can reach this particular server. So system.out.println server is up. I have created the socket, right? I just want to let the server information know to the world that server is up. And now again what are we doing? Receive data, same way, receive data and send data are 2 byte arrays. I am just declaring it here, and within a while loop I am starting this. I am creating the datagram packet again here to receive the packet, because whenever client sends, server should be receiving that, right, first. So I am creating the receive packet here. So again it is like with the 2 parameters. Receive packet is with 2 parameters, right? Receive data as well as the data length. Okay, packet has been created here, and then here I am actually receiving the data. Server socket dot receive. And next, string sentence, new is equal to new string receive packet get data. I already told, right? Get data method is actually to extract the information. So it is actually taking the whatever sentence and then it is actually putting it into the sentence variable. So system.out.println received sentence. I am just printing whatever I received from the client. Next, int address, IP address is equal to receive packet dot get address. So now, okay, server, I knew the IP address, I sent it, and then I knew the datagram socket, I sent it. The port number, so I sent it to server. Now how the server will reply back to client? Because even now it is connectionless, right? So every packet should have the, every packet should has the data, whatever the IP address as well as the port number, right? So what are we doing now? I'll get whatever packet has been sent, right, from client to server. I'll get the IP address as well as the port number of the client from that packet itself. Okay, so IP address, I'm get address and I store it in IP address, and then in port number received packet get port. So from received packet only I'll extract the port number and I store it in port. Next, string capitalized sentence. So here I am converting. Now I got, right? I got the message from the client and I got client's IP address and port number. Now server's job is to convert it to uppercase. So string capitalized sentence is equal to sentence start to uppercase. So this to uppercase function is actually converting it to uppercase, and I am storing that in capitalized sentence. Okay, so again now I need to convert that to bytes, right? So that's why send data, this is a variable I use at the end. So I'm just converting this capitalized sentence to bytes and I'm storing it as a byte array. Next, so packet I already have, right? Datagram packet. So I'm creating it, and then datagram packet is send data. Data will be there, data length, and then IP address as well as the port number. Okay, so server socket dot send, that means I'm sending the packet here. Okay, clear? So after once I send here, what happens? We have seen in the client side, right? It receives the message and then it will actually print it. Okay, so now let us see the execution part of it. I have logged into Ubuntu. Let me open the terminal. Now I need to write the program, right? So I'm opening gedit udp server.java. So type in the program here, save and close it. So I've typed in the server program here. Okay, so save and close the file, and I'm saving it with the name udp server, because my class name is the same, right? So let me compile it now. javac udp server.java, and then now I need to run it, right? So java udp server. Okay, now server is up. I have my server running. Let me write the client side of the program. Let me take the new terminal. First you should run the server side, because your server should be up, right? Now I need to write. Now I need to run the client side. First, let me write it. Gedit client. So udp client, I'll name it as udp client.java. I need to save this. Yeah, let me type in the program here, or I'm just copy pasting it. So udp client, class name is udp client, because I have given the same file name. So it should be same, right? In Java your file name and the class name should be same, only then it will run. Clear? So let me compile it. javac udp client.java, compilation successful. Now let me run it. So first I have run the server, now I am running the client. That should be the order for execution. First you should run the server. See now. Yeah, java udp client. So enter the data in lowercase. That is the program I have written, right? So let me just give some letters in lowercase, A, B, C, D, E, F. As soon as I press enter, okay, so yeah, just see the server side of the window, received ABCDEF. So from client side it has received ABCDEF, and here on the client side from server I have received capital ABCDEF. So server has converted and sent to my client. So this is the program execution part. Thank you.